This HOA thought they could control me, fine me, and even call the police on me. There was just one problem they didn't bother to check first. I wasn't in their HOA, and the land they were standing on belonged to me. Before we jump in, comment below which country you're watching from. I see you all around the world, and it means a lot. And if you enjoy real HOA and neighborhood drama stories like this, hit like, subscribe, and smash that button so you never miss one. Now let me take you back to how this mess started. I bought my property years ago, long before the surrounding subdivision even existed. At the time, it was quiet land on the edge of town, with clear boundaries, proper surveys, and a deed that went back decades. I lived there peacefully, paid my taxes, and minded my business. No HOA, no board, no rules beyond local law. Then the development came. A large HOA community was built right next to my property. Rows of identical homes, freshly paved roads, shiny signs, and a brand new board that clearly enjoyed authority a little too much. At first, I barely noticed them. Construction finished, families moved in, and everything seemed normal. That changed when I started getting letters. The first notice claimed I was in violation of HOA landscaping rules. The second warned me about unauthorized structures. The third demanded payment of overdue HOA fees. Every letter used official-looking language, bold headings, and threats of escalating action. I ignored them. I assumed it was a clerical error. After all, I had never signed anything, never agreed to any HOA, and never attended any meeting. My property wasn't even part of their plat. That's when things escalated. One afternoon, while working near the edge of my property, I noticed a group of people standing near my fence line. Clipboards in hand, measuring tape stretched across the ground. They were walking back and forth, nodding, pointing, and writing things down like they owned the place. They didn't. They were HOA board members. They claimed my fence violated HOA setback requirements and that my driveway encroached on HOA-managed space. According to them, I was required to remove sections at my own expense or face enforcement. I calmly refused. That refusal clearly offended them. Over the next few weeks, the harassment ramped up. More letters, more warnings, photos taken from my boundary line, threats of liens, legal action, and forced compliance. They spoke as if authority alone made them correct. I continued to ignore them. Then came the day they decided to involve the police. One morning, multiple HOA vehicles pulled up near my property line. Board members stood confidently on what they believed was HOA common land. They waited, arms crossed, certain that this time they would win. Police cars arrived shortly after. From the HOA's perspective, this was simple. A non-compliant homeowner was refusing to follow HOA rules, obstructing enforcement and trespassing on community-controlled land. They expected the police to scare me into compliance. What they didn't expect was paperwork. I met the officers calmly. No shouting, no drama, just confidence. The officers began assessing the situation. Property lines, authority, jurisdiction. That's when the board started gesturing around, explaining where HOA land supposedly began and ended. They were wrong. The officers asked for documentation. The HOA produced maps from their development plan, clean, printed, and official-looking. Then, I produced mine. Survey records, deeds, county filings, easements, documents that predated their entire subdivision. The officers compared everything carefully. The silence that followed said it all. The land the HOA board was standing on wasn't HOA land. It wasn't common property. It wasn't part of their development at all. It was mine. The boundary line they assumed existed had never been there. Their maps stopped short. Their authority ended at a point they had never bothered to verify. The fence they wanted removed was fully within my property. The driveway they complained about had existed long before their roads. And the real twist? They were the ones trespassing. The officers made it clear. HOA rules do not apply to non-members. Private organizations have no enforcement authority beyond their own membership, and calling the police doesn't magically expand jurisdiction. The HOA members went from confident to quiet in seconds. Their threats disappeared, their posture changed, their clipboards lowered. The officers informed them that continuing to enter my land without permission could result in citations.
Any further harassment could escalate into legal trouble. Any misuse of emergency services could be documented. The entire dynamic flipped instantly. The HOA had tried to use intimidation. They tried to use authority they didn't have. They tried to bully someone they assumed wouldn't push back. Instead, they exposed their own ignorance. Within days, the letters stopped. No more fines, no more warnings, no more surprise visits. The HOA quietly updated its internal maps and never contacted me again. Neighbors later told me the board avoided mentioning the incident altogether. No apology, no acknowledgement, just silence. And honestly, that silence was the best outcome, because the lesson was already delivered. HOAs only have power over those who give it to them. Ownership matters. Paperwork matters, and confidence backed by facts beats entitlement every time. If you enjoyed this story, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and press that button so you don't miss the next one. These HOA drama stories keep getting wilder, and trust me, there are plenty more coming. Drop a comment with your country and tell me if you've ever dealt with HOA overreach like this. Until next time, stay smart, stay calm, and always know your property lines.